go, babies.
Suck it, Rich. You didn't even fuck me up on that, bitch.
I sent Ray some disparaging texts because we were texting privately. I said I had some things going on. I might be a little bit late. He's like, no problem, baby. We'll wait for you. Like, what's your timing? And, and then I show up and you guys are, whatever you're doing. Fucking.
You'll see when you edit the show.
All there.
Coming to the.
I thought it was a light.
That was not around. NFL owners meetings, news and notes, as Ray just mentioned in the headlines. Let's get this out of the way. And please, just a moment of silence for the chief. The miraculous, undisputed champion, Joe Milton, traded, unbelievably traded with a 7th round pick to the Cowboys for a 5th round.
Sorry for your loss, Bobby. Sorry.
Just
Pour one out for Joe.
Oh, this is for you. This is for you. The patron saint of Joe Milton fanhood who refused to trade him for one Cooper Cup.
No. Screw Cooper Cup.
Let me ask you something. Let me ask you, Ray, first. Would you rather have Cooper Cup for Joe Milton or give up a 7th and get a 5th in return for Joe Milton?
I would take Cooper Cup.
Would you? How brave of you.
Thank you.
How brave of you. In all seriousness, I've heard nothing but fucking negativity about Joe Milton moving with a 7th round pick for a 5th for an instant, Ray. Not even an inkling. I was like, was Bobby right? And then I was like, no, everyone is just super fucking stupid.
Dumb. Everyone's dumb.
Super fucking stupid. A 5th round pick is what Joe Milton is worth at best. He verbatim before the draft last year, Bobby Vine, Tennessee Volunteer, Joe Milton, that guy fucking sucks. He's the worst quarterback in college.
Put a Patriots uniform on him, and then he's the greatest thing since fucking white bread.
Couple fucking outstanding athletic plays against a team that is actively trying to lose with garbage men and paper bag holders on the field with the greatest coaching performance in Sean McDermott's life, toying with Gerard Mayo while they piss away the number 1 overall pick. And now all of a sudden, everyone's pissed they didn't get a 3rd round pick for Joe Milton. People, including Felger and Maz, shut up! Jesus Christ. Number 1, by all accounts, and this is probably just a smear campaign because this is what the Patriots do best, he was a cunt in the locker room. So, bye-bye.
That was news to me, too. I hadn't heard that.
See you later. And and that side of it is, if it was making Drake May uncomfortable, I'm not okay with that. Like, if they got rid of him just to make May cozy, no, that sucks.
No, they wanted to keep him here to push him. Remember, that's what Bobby's big thing was. You need to keep Joe Milton here and push Drake May.
The whole Joe Milton's gonna push Drake May, like that.
The thing.
Just come on. What are you talking about? No, they got an extra fucking draft capital out of it. Here's the alternative scenario. Okay. Joe Milton, a lot of teams are interested. Had a week 18 bonanza of a game. Let's throw him in some preseason. Let's jack up this. Let's get this value sky high. He goes in the preseason, throws 6 interceptions. Looks like an absolute asshole. And then all of a sudden, he's out of the league week 4 of this year. Like, this was his peak of value. And maybe they left a little bit on the table per some reports, but fine. I'm totally fine with Joe Milton going to the Cowboys.
He's going to play, though. He'll play because Dak Prescott's going to get hurt.
Cowboy. He's a perfect Cowboy. Run around with your head chopped off and throw it 150 yards for a touchdown and lose 31-17. He's perfect.
Oh, yeah. Jerry's going to love
perfect Cowboy.
Yeah.
Anyway, Bobby, I'm sorry I took your thunder there. This is your moment. Any final thoughts for Joe Milton as we never talk about him again after this show?
It is unfortunate that we won't have him around to push Drake May and give him the.
We got a spitter. I
didn't think I would get that reaction there. Wow, that was good. But goodbye. We'll see. Bye, Milton.
What are you gonna do with that jersey you get traded in?
I'm gonna wipe your mother's ass with it.
Well done.
Yeah, she has moved into some weird shit in her old age. All right, let's move on. It was the NFL owners meetings, and we've got some sound from the Patriots. Raymond, I sent you a couple bonuses that are not in email. Please don't let me forget them.
I got you, baby.
One is O-line, right? And the other one is McDaniels.
Yes.
We'll wait for those. Let's just do here's Vrabel talking about kind of more of a overarching Patriots thoughts in their season coming up.
We want to win the division.
You want to host a playoff?
We absolutely do. We're winning. We won March. Amazing. Which is something that's comical.
Are you happy with?
I'm never happy. Am I happy with? Yes, I think that what we've done has been exciting. It's been fun to come to work. There's an energy in the building, which I am proud of. That when I hear that from people around the building that maybe have been there, that makes me.
Patriots Vegas have them over under at 8.5.
Damn, they went up to 8.5.
I saw that. That's a huge change.
What do you think of Vrabel's kind of general demeanor there, Bobby?
I mean, I thought he was quite frankly a little bit more loosey-goosey than we've seen him in the past. He didn't quite seem as serious there, but I mean, he was being a little curt. But it seems like he's under control and has a plan. I mean, he's making fun of the fact that you don't win games in March and that you still have plenty of things to do to move forward.
Raymond?
You sounded drunk.
That's a good way to put it.
I mean,
you think that? Really?
Yeah. There's more clips, but we have more clips. But yeah, he definitely sounded like he was drinking a little gin and juice at the coaches meeting.
Okay, I didn't get that.
Or he was just smitten with Karen Garigian, who was asking him some hard-hitting questions because
he totally wants to bone Karen Garigian.
Mm-hmm.
Who wouldn't? Here's what I took. What I can't do is not compare him to Gerard Mayo this time last year, of which we were shoving our own somethings in our mouths or our ears not to hear what that corporate shrill bullshit was coming out of his mouth that everybody knew was nonsense. What it sounds like to me, Vrabel is doing is more closer to Belichick, just spitting out whatever kind of non-answers to get through the shit that he doesn't want to do, which is basically talk to the media. And maybe he was a little bit drunk, and that's how he was doing it. Maybe he had a screwdriver too. Like, I got to talk to these fucking guys, and I don't really want to because they're gonna ask me all the stupid questions.
They're gonna ask me about Will Campbell again or Travis Hunter again.
Yeah, like, who do you think you're gonna draft? Well, Milton Williams, you spent a lot of money. Blah blah fucking blah. And it's like, that's what I took.
Maybe he was more in the loss of Joe Milton.
He might have been. It seems to me. That's what I took out of it. Like, here we are. Last year was Gerard Mayo. They were using this opportunity in the media to get ahead of headlines and send an agenda out that everything's great and everyone should be really excited about the season because things going on back here. You can't see them, but we're doing really good things back here. And this year, it's like Pharaoh's like, I don't fucking give a shit what you think or want from me. We got work to do. Like,
this is my fucking team now. Yeah,
I'm in front of you right now, but everyone behind me, my team, they're all working. Like, they're all doing shit to get ready for the season. So I don't have time to do this whole stuff. That's what it felt like to me. Mm-hmm. And maybe that's a little bit naive and optimistic, but I think they've hit the ground running, Bobby. Like, Vrabel has a cohesive unit. He was not a head coach last year, so his guys went in all different places. Now he's back, and they have all come back together from Tennessee, and they're here. They all they all know how to work together, front office to the field, and they've signed players that they know. And it's like, here we go. We know what we have to do. Our agenda is set. Our plan is here. We're trying to execute it, as well as we possibly can.
Yep, no, I agree. I think there really is some excitement, and I think that number from Vegas shows that it gives it a little bit of legitimacy, that it isn't just like, New England fervor. We got a new coach in this draft season and everybody's feeling good, that is on the table, that they're going to be a team that's just going to be able to beat the bad teams, compete here. And if they put together a few pieces here in the draft and make a trade or two, they could have a legitimate team. There's something to work with right now. And if they actually coach and just don't lose games on their own, they'll win some games.
There is one turd in the punch bowl, Raymond, if you could.
Oh, I have to say some of the things to you that I'd say when you're not here, or else people will kill me. And it's only fair. But when Vrabel got the job, I said if you were here, it would be to turn off the lights, retrieve the faxes, and pick up guys from the airport. Okay, it's more than that.
Yeah, I certainly hope so. I mean, I don't even know where the fax machine is if we have one. No, it's been good. We've all been working together, and I think our free agency class, again, no one's trying to win in March, but the amount of needs that we had, we feel like we filled some of those and made the team better. So I think we're just heading in the right direction.
He sounds like Apquitz.
He is such a dork. He's such a dweeb.
Squid.
Mm-hmm.
Raymond, can you do me a favor? Can you just, I don't know if the internet's going to have this. Can you check and see if Eliot Wolf is lefty? And I have reason for asking this.
I hate lefties.
Yeah, I'm not lefty adverse, but I have a reason for asking this. Also, can we also see if Felger has had work done on his hair? Because I'm pretty confident that that's the case. And to be fair, it looked fantastic, and I'm jealous. Outside of the point, Eliot Wolf sounds like an absolute asshole. Every time I've heard him talk, he sounds like a squid. And I think he is so far on the peripheral of what's going on in there, and day by day he gets squeezed out, and he's just doing his best to stay informed. Which leads me to the question, Robert: is he the Kraft plant? Is he a Kraft guy, or is he just there because he was and they are in transition?
I think he's there because he was and in transition, and I think he's going to try to be going to Kraft to make himself relevant. I think that's in Eliot Wolf's best interest if he's reporting directly to Robert with things that he wants to know.
Any word on him?
The lefty thing, it won't come up on Eliot Wolf. I'm looking right now for.
I only ask because in that clip he has his watch in his right hand, and if you're lefty, you wear your watch in your right hand. However, any right-handed people that wear their watch in their right hand are so dumb.
Can't trust them either.
They don't understand that your watch goes on the opposite hand of your dominant hand. I've met these people, and 100% of the time, it's because they're too stupid to understand like the norms of wearing your watch on your opposite dominant hand.
Can we do a show? Because obviously in July, it's going to be like a sports lull. You get that? I want to go through a list of everything that pisses Rich off.
Oh, fucking, we're going to need a couple shows. Speaking of things that piss me off, can we do a couple clips from the head coach here, Mike Vrabel? Let's just go back to back. He talks about Hunter and Campbell as potential draftees for the Patriots.
I don't know how anybody could say how hard it would be. We've never seen a player, necessarily do it. I think that there are some things that he can improve on by, probably concentrating on more than or just on one position, but never going to put any restrictions on Travis or any player. We try to, as much as they can handle, we're going to continue to put more on their plate. And so if he were on our football team and he showed a great skill at one position and was starting to really do well in his conditioning, and it didn't fall off and it didn't drop, we would be open to playing everybody that we had at more than one position. Anything that would help the football team, I would be all in favor of. I think to improve, I think there has to be a primary focus just to be able to get some of the details that are going to be required at this league.
Do you view Will as an attacker prospect?
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to. I don't understand how, you can
Will
watch
Campbell
him play in the SEC, which is the best conference in college football, against guys that are going to get drafted at that position. So I don't think you have to project it. You can just actually watch and say there's the snaps at left tackle, evaluate it, see what you think.
So there's Mike Vrabel talking about Travis Hunter as a potential draftee and Will Campbell as a potential draftee. The consensus here is Travis Hunter will be going to the Giants at 3, potentially leaving Campbell there at 4. Obviously, the short arms is a point of contention. Patriots desperately need a left tackle. We've talked about this ad nauseum, but it's coming up. April 24th is the draft, or 23rd, or whatever it is. Raymond, did Vrabel say anything there that makes you believe one way or another where they're leaning at all?
Nope, he's just covering all his bases. He's just saying if Hunter's there, he'd be a one-generational player. We haven't seen anything like this in a very long time. I believe Deion Sanders was the last one. I could be wrong, but I think he was the only last one that went two ways. Will Campbell, he's also
Julian Edelman, Troy Brown,
like legit, like I did it in college kind of thing, like and was drafted.
Deion Sanders did not play on both sides of the ball in the NFL. You fucking idiot. He played
Yes, he
baseball.
did?
Deion Sanders?
Yeah.
He didn't play like wide receiver. He returned kicks.
Didn't?
I will fucking slap my dick across both your foreheads. Yes, he
Okay.
did.
Yeah. Give me Deion Sanders wide receiver stats, please, you dick slapping fool. Bobby. What I got from that was if they do get Travis Hunter at 4, he will play both ways, which if you are going to draft Travis Hunter at 4, in order to maximize the value, he has to play both ways because that's why he is. He's not evaluated just as a wide receiver to be drafted 4 overall. And this is my problem with him. Like his value is inflated because of the fact that he played both ways. And if he can do that at the NFL level, at somewhat of a level that he did in college, then yes, he's worth it. I think that's a really hard thing to do, and I don't think he could, which is why I'm down on him. But it sounds like Vrabel would try to explore and give him the opportunity to do both.
Bobby, before you go, 60 receptions, 784 yards, average of 13.1 yards per reception, 3 touchdowns.
Receptions over how many years in the NFL?
Over 188 games.
Okay, shut up, Ray. Bobby, please.
So I'm right, so I have to shut up.
60 receptions over
Pop
a
Douglas.
decade in
That's
the NFL.
Douglas. That's Pop Douglas season right there, baby. He has career stats of Pop Douglas.
Okay, fine. Yeah, Deion Sanders was the equivalent of Pop Douglas in the NFL.
On the wide receiver end.
If Travis Hunter is Pop Douglas, then you got a problem taking Travis Hunter at number 4. Case in point, Rich. Come on. Deion Sanders are not the last guy to do it. First of all, if you're gonna count that type of statistics, guys on our own team, Julian Edelman and Troy Brown, who came after Deion Sanders, did it for portions of seasons. It's not a realistic thing to do in the NFL. So for Travis Hunter to do that, I don't think is realistic to do in the NFL. Certainly not long term. However, it sounded like Vrabel, Bobby said, to Bobby, it sounded like they would explore it. However, like that little piece of if he focused on something, he would get better at it. I think they would draft him and he'd focus on wide receiver. And if he got good enough, they'd let him play cornerback, that type of thing.
I agree. I took it as he's going to start playing on one side of the ball, and he has to prove that he can do that effectively before they'd let him dabble. And just like you said with the Edelman and Brown mold, I think it would look like that. I think he'd be a primary receiver. And then if he shows that he can do that, then he can take in and he can come in on obvious passing situations, maybe goal line, man defense, things like that, where he's going to come in on obvious situations where he can be and be effective there. But I think if he's there, they draft him. I think if Abdul Carter and Hunter aren't there, they're taking Will Campbell, and that's that. They might see if they could trade out, but if they don't get something that they want where they can get to 6, 7, 8 and maybe still get Campbell, or if not, just get one of the other tackles, then they're going to take him. That's that. You said if Vrabel himself said he's a tackle. You watched him play for 3 years at LSU. He is a tackle. You either like him or you don't. So I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. And the more they talk about it, the more confidence I have in their decision making. And again, I just compare it to last year and Mayo's regime. It's like I don't have Wolf. Every time Wolf talks about it, I'm like, I don't believe in anything this guy says. But every time Vrabel opens his mouth, it's like, all right, he's no business. He's focused on what he's focused on. And the big point, I think the big point here, which is why I have confidence, is they're not speaking about this number 4 overall pick as being a real contingent leverage point in their season. They're just like, yep, we're here. It's the draft. Certainly the draft's important, but we've got so much other things going on. And we have so many other guys in the building. Like, we're going to do our work. We're going to do the draft, and then the draft is over, and then we're moving towards the season. Where last year it was like, this is it, man. Like this, as a Patriots fan, your world's about to be turned upside down, baby. We're getting the quarterback. We're getting the wide receiver. We're weaponizing the offense. And
Although there is some talk,
just
there's
getting
a
the opposite of that this year, I feel like.
no, there's a wild card, and it's starting to sneak in there. But there's talk that there's another candidate for the number 4 pick, and that would be Ashton Jeanty from Boise State. There's been a lot. There's been talk about it, and Vrabel, I believe, talked about it in the interview. I think Wolf did too. But they're talking.
They
high
talked about
that
running
too.
backs. They didn't talk about Jeanty. They will absolutely draft a running back. They've made it very clear that they want to do that they want to get a young back, but they're going to draft a guy in like maybe the 3rd or 4th. Maybe that 5th round pick will be a nice running back, but they're not going to draft Jeanty.
That you'll never trade anyone for.
Yes.
You're just in a position in a bad draft that if you can't trade down, you have to get a guy of impact. And in this draft, you have very few of those. And the top, and the names being tossed around as Jeanty as a running back or Tyler Warren as a Penn State tight end are as difference makers at their position. And you talk about not wanting to draft to need, which is left tackle or wide receiver, because those guys are probably not the same caliber of player at their position as a Jeanty or a Warren. But how do you weigh that against the importance of the actual position? So, that's the balance that they have. And I think ideally, Bobby said it, they'd love to trade down to 6 or 9 with the Raiders or the Saints and draft maybe one of those guys in that position.
Campbell could still be there.
and trade back up. Here's what I would say. We're not in the room and we're not professionals at this. If Derrick Henry was at 4, would you draft him?
Yep.
Knowing who he is and what he's been able to accomplish?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, if you know you're going to get a 10-year.
If Rob Gronkowski was at 4, would you draft him?
Yep.
Okay. So if they
You're saying knowing what their career was going to pan out. Okay.
What they need at 4 is a immediate impact player. So if that guy's Jeanty or Warren, I'm not going to crush him for it. If they look at him and go, here's the next Hunter, here's the next Henry, here's the next Gronk, and they're going to start on day 1 and be a difference maker in our offense for Drake May, I'm not.
Tyler Warren would be the least impactful person.
I'm not going to crush him for it. I mean, I don't know. You're Bobby Bukaki. You're the college football expert. I don't know shit about these guys. I'm just saying
the history of tight ends.
Don't draft Will Campbell just because you need a left tackle. Draft. They said it all along. Draft the most talented guy on the board at 4. That's what they should do. And fuck the position. I don't care if it's running back or tight end. That's where I've fallen. And I've been against Travis Hunter. But if he's the most talented, draft him. I just want talent, specifically on offense. But I just want groundbreaking, game-breaking talent. And if it's a running back, tight end, wide receiver, the number 4 overall pick, I don't care. I'm snip-snapping a little bit here. I've said build from the inside out, but I think you can do that at tackle, getting back into the first round or high in the second. At number 4, if you just take a short arm left tackle who's eventually going to be a guard, that's a regretful pick at number 4. If you can't trade out of it, get aggressive, get ballsy, get somebody with the biggest upside that you can find. That's what I would say. That's where I'd like to go on that.
Jeff, the best part.
I wouldn't disagree with that.
Okay. We're late here because you guys started fucking out me. So let's do a quick break. We got some more Patriots stuff. The big tuna's coming back to Foxborough soon, and we've got some debates to talk about right after this. That's a really nice graphic there, Raymond.
Thank you.
Good song,
Get
too.
the day off.
Where'd you get that song?
On iTunes. It's Buffalo 40. If you've ever heard of them, go check them out. Download them.
Sounds like a good band. Bill Parcells inducted into the Patriots Hall of Fame as a contributor. Was not voted in by the fans after 25 plus years. Let's get your initial thoughts on this. Let me just give you some key points on Bill Parcells. One of 3 coaches to bring the Patriots to a Super Bowl. 4 years in New England, just 4, but brought them instant legitimacy in 1993. Drafted the core of what was the first dynasty in the early 2000s. specifically on defense, but really had a big impact in the draft throughout. Let me throw some names at you. Notable draftees from Mr. Parcells, Drew Bledsoe. Chris Slade. Patriots fans kind of know and love Chris Slade. Good fullback. Troy Brown, Willie McGinnis.
Yeah, he was a linebacker.
Chris Slade. Chris Slade was a linebacker. Who am I thinking about?
Sam Gash.
Sam Gash. Did he get?
The only reason why Bobby remembers that is because your mother's Gash.
Got it. You could have done better with that. Ty Law, Ted Johnson, Curtis Martin, Hall of Famer, Terry Glenn, Lawyer Malloy, Teddy Bruschi, all draftees of Bill Parcells. Did not get in, voted by the fans. A lot of controversy around the way that he left the Patriots there after the Super Bowl or before the Super Bowl. Just your thoughts real quick on Parcells getting in.
Deserved it because he put the Patriots on the map. So well deserved. Kraft swallowed his pride because they hated each other for so long. And it's a spite to Bill Belichick. So yeah, he made him go in there.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, I'm for it. Or if it never happened, I wouldn't lose any sleep over it. He certainly was the catalyst. I mean, the Krafts bought the team. I think they had won 4 games in the previous 2 years before he got there, or something like that. They were just absolutely abysmal, and he turned it around. On paper, you look at his record on paper. I think it's a 500 record or close to it, somewhere around there. You would say he doesn't deserve it, but I think in every way, shape, and form, he changed the culture. Which is why he's here.
Yeah, I agree with all of that. I would just say after this long, like your spite has made it last this long, just run it, just keep it going. Like yeah, your spite is there because he left on bad terms, and the bad terms are creditable. He trashed you. He tried to keep Belichick away from you. There was animosity there. He was only here for 4 years. And the impact there was massive for sure. But if you're going to do that, get him in the early 2000s as you're on your run. You know, almost nearly 30 years later, just as a save face moment. It's like,
no, it's not a save face moment. It's to spite Bill Belichick. That's what it's all about.
I said that in our text chain, but I don't think it's true.
Come on now. Come on.
I would think that Bill Belichick actually, I don't think he dislikes Bill.
He's also not eligible. Bill Belichick's not eligible to get into the Patriots.
Neither was Tom Brady, and Tom Brady got in.
You're taking
He's a player.
You're taking my point, and I could argue that point. I get it. And
you lose weight. You lose some weight.
It's a nice little angle. Your mother's been.
Hey, did you lose weight? No, I have to mute you. So, did you lose weight?
Yes, your mother's been making me work harder. She's generally on top.
And they have sex so much that he's been losing weight.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's actually just a bigger T-shirt. I could get behind the spiteful thing. I don't feel it here. I think it's a save face moment that everybody knew the reason Bill Parcells was not in the Hall of Fame was because of spite, and that's not a good look. And Kraft's like nearly 90 and trying to get into the Football Hall of Fame. He's trying to make nice with everybody and correlate that however you want. He's just trying to just smooth things over across that one. He had a bad, departure with Brady, bad departure with Belichick. He's just trying to smooth things over across the board. He's starting with Parcells. He did the big thing for Brady. They're on good terms. The next will be Belichick. So he's just trying to get into the Hall of Fame by the time he dies. And that's what I think it is. And I don't think that's the right reason to do it. And I'm with you, Bobby. I understand the impact that he had, but everybody that got in before him probably may deserve. There's a couple guys that probably didn't deserve it before Parcells, but they were on the field.
Vrabel,
Parcells maybe should have got in before Vrabel, but they were trying to get a head coach, but they fucked that up too. Speaking of guys that are going in the Hall of Fame, the finalists are not set yet. However, the anticipated finalists are one Adam Vinatieri, Julian Edelman, and Logan Mankins. We have had a soft debate in our text chain of 3 who should get in. A real nice episode of Bad Cop coming up. Unless Ray snip snaps, which he generally does from text chain to show because he's a pussy.
Oh, I get it. You're both going to shit on me because I want Adam Vinatieri and you guys want Edelman. And
okay. Go ahead. Well, no,
Edelman,
I'd like to hear your
decision.
Who should get in of Adam Vinatieri, Julian Edelman, and Logan Mankins, in your opinion?
And I said Adam Vinatieri, and you both shit on me because, well, Bobby shit on me because he's a kicker. I think he has some of the most, he is a kicker, and he has some of the most biggest, the game-winning kicks in NFL Patriots history. You have the snow game, you have the 2 Super Bowls that he won. I feel like he is deserving. He was a fan favorite. He was the first kicker I ever saw people wearing his jersey to games. Like, that's what kind of impact
those
he made.
Kids were fucking losers.
Most of them were women.
They were losers, and their parents are fucking losers. I'm going to ask you one simple question to end this debate. You have a choice of 2 players to start your team with. One's Adam Vinatieri, the other's Julian Edelman. Who are you going to take to start your football team?
Adam Vinatieri.
Yeah,
you're a fucking liar. You're a lying scumbag.
You're asking me if I can have the biggest game.
Answer. No, if you're going to start your team with a kicker, that
with a slot receiver, so you're going to go with a slot receiver. That's all that
element. A football player over a kicker, a guy that plays football.
I love Julian Edelman.
Also played the other side of the ball, as we've already discussed.
I play the other side of Ray's mother's balls.
There you go. Interesting.
Mother?
Meant to be
Let me give you a little bit of facts to back this up. Vinatieri played 10 seasons with the Patriots, 14 with Indianapolis, by the way. And this is the Patriots Hall of Fame, not the Pro Football Hall of Fame. It's the Patriots Hall of Fame. Again, the Parcells thing. He was here for 4 years. 4. So Vinatieri was here for 10. He never missed a game. 16 games every season. He is a kicker. He plays 6 snaps a game. Okay? Okay, he's a kicker.
I guarantee you, neither one of you could fucking kick a field goal from 30 yards out.
That's not the debate.
I absolutely I could easily
you
do
fucking
it.
could.
It's
No,
so
you couldn't.
easy. They have like high school kids come out and kick them, and they give them like $5,000 scholarship.
You know what I could do? I could kick a 30-yard
simple.
field goal way easier than I could run a 40-yard fucking post route and catch it in traffic.
So with guys coming at you, so if you're talking about going into traffic, you're talking about guys coming at you, not a free kick just from 30 yards out. Guys coming at you.
Speaking of guys coming at you, your mother was still going to be
and I would bury 30-yard field goals like Nick Folk, okay? I just need a week.
Can I give you some statistics here? Adam Vinatieri was a 2-time Pro Bowler, 2-time All-Pro. 2. 2-game. Now, here's why Adam Vinatieri. Here is why Adam Vinatieri is on the list for Patriots Hall of Fame. He had 2 game-winning Super Bowl kicks. 2 more than I think anybody.
Julian Edelman.
Well, he has 2 more. I don't think anybody else has won a Super Bowl with a kick at the last second. I don't think any other Super Bowl has been won by a field goal at the last second. He has 2 game-winning field goals in the Super Bowl, and he has the greatest kick in NFL history, which is the snowball.
That's fair.
He's one of the best clutch performers in sports history, certainly at his position. He's a 3-time Super Bowl champion. I'll give you this. 4 seasons of his tenure with the Patriots, he was under the league average in field goal percentage. In a lot of those seasons, he was just above. So wasn't always great normally, but an excellent clutch performer. Pat stats, he's 2nd all-time in games played at the kicker position, 2nd in field goals attempts, 2nd in field goals made, 3rd in field goal percentage, 6th in extra point percentage. Steven Gostkowski basically owns most of those records, arguably a better Patriots kicker all time, and statistically than the Patriots, has a game winner himself. Does not have the Super Bowl game winners. Julian Edelman, 12 season with the Patriots, Super Bowl MVP of the greatest comeback in the history of sports, 28-3 against Atlanta. Best catch by a Patriots wide receiver in the Super Bowl, potentially of any catch in the Super Bowl. Best performance from a wide receiver in the Super Bowl. One of the best clutch performances in NFL history himself at a position of wide receiver, which is dominantly more important than fucking kicker. Integral to the second dynasty of the Patriots, the go-to guy for one Tom Brady, the greatest quarterback of all time, Mr. Julian Edelman, Mr. 3rd and 7, Mr. Clutch, Mr. Get Open, I'll catch the fucking ball, 3-time Super Bowl champion, went to 4, one more than Adam Vinatieri, 3rd all-time in NFL playoff reception yards, 3rd all-time in NFL playoff receptions, 2nd in 100 catch seasons, 3 1,000-yard seasons, played both sides of the ball when he needed to. all-time Patriots stats. He's 4th in reception yards, 3rd in all-time games played, 2nd in receptions, 1st in all-time targets, and 9th in all-time touchdowns.
I don't like how you swayed everyone.
Julian Edelman at slot receiver, which was the most important position, and Tom Brady's offense, who is the greatest, most prolific offensive position player in history of NFL. Julian Edelman was his number 1 target, is hands down, no questions asked, more qualified to make the Patriots Hall of Fame than Adam Vinatieri. You are working on sentiment and impact of 2 kicks from Adam Vinatieri over the course of a 12-year career of Julian Edelman. It's Julian Edelman in a fucking landslide, and that's not to take anything away from Adam Vinatieri. He should get in, but not before Edelman.
Are you done?
It's Edelman in a landslide.
Because if Adam Vinatieri misses one of those, that first kick against the Rams, we don't have the dynasty. It never matter.
It doesn't matter.
And Edelman wouldn't be there because Tom Brady would be missed the playoffs the next year, and then does he go on and be the greatest team ever? No. Adam Vinatieri is the one that started the whole thing because he made that guy.
This is a non-logical point that all stupid Patriots fans make. If you can go back to the beginning of time with if this didn't happen, if this doesn't happen, if Tom Brady, if Drew Bledsoe doesn't get his shit kicked in by Mo Lewis, then Tom Brady doesn't start. And if Tom Brady doesn't start, then Adam Vinatieri never gets an opportunity. And if Bill Belichick doesn't sign the napkin, then Robert Kraft doesn't sign it. If fucking Pete Carroll isn't a fucking useless turd, then Bill Belichick doesn't get the job. I can take you all the way back to the fucking beginning of time with what ifs. We're talking, it's within a silo of the goddamn career in the position. It's so stupid to say Adam Vinatieri started it all with this no kick. No, he didn't. The fucking refs started it with a blown call on the fucking tuck rule, first of all, and Tom Brady ran it in for the touchdown. No, I can play the what-if game all fucking day. Julian Edelman's career as a Patriot is better than Adam Vinatieri's career as a Patriot, period. He's the wide receiver. He's the number 1 wide receiver in Patriots history for the greatest quarterback in the NFL's ever seen. Give him his red jacket. Adam, see you next year.
Send him home. He's a kicker.
Give me a break.
My biggest what if is what if your mother swallowed?
Yeah, there you go. Quick break. We'll be right back with a really stelling episode of Guess What's Next with Bot Pod.